matched, you texted, they replied, and then nothing. No date, no explanation, just silence. Here's the thing. It wasn't them. It wasn't your photos. It was 3 specific texts you're probably sending in every single conversation, and once you see them, you can't unsee them. Pillar 1, the slow burn text, or what I call the rapport trap. You matched with someone interesting, so you do what feels logical. You build rapport. You ask about their week, their job, their dog. The conversation feels warm and friendly. You think, this is going well. It isn't. Long rapport-building texts don't warm people up. They give them time to lose interest. Small talk without momentum is just noise with a countdown timer on it. Research by Aaron et al. Shows that structured, progressive questions create closeness faster than extended casual chat. The reason people fall into the rapport trap is real. Asking to meet too early feels pushy, so they wait. And wait. And the other person, who was genuinely interested on day 2, has moved on by day 9. The conversation didn't die because they weren't interested. It died because no one moved it forward. There was never a clear next step. No micro-commitment. No signal that this was heading anywhere real. Every unanswered, ha ha ha, yeah, same text is a small withdrawal from the interest account. The other person starts to categorize this match as just a chat. Someone they text when bored, not someone they're excited to meet. By the time you finally work up the nerve to ask, the emotional window has already closed. They're not ghosting you out of cruelty. They're ghosting you out of indifference that built up slowly while you were being friendly. This isn't about personal failure. It's a structural issue. Most matches fail because of these invisible friction points we create by accident. This leads to the first practical takeaway, the 48-hour window. If momentum isn't established within the first 2 days, the odds of a date drop by 40%. You aren't trying to find the perfect thing to say. You're trying to build a bridge to the first meeting as efficiently as possible. But avoiding the rapport trap is only half the battle. Once you have momentum, you have to know how to ask, which leads us to pillar 2, the vague ask text. At some point, most people do try to ask. But the ask sounds like this: we should hang out sometime, or let me know if you ever want to grab coffee. This feels polite. It feels low pressure. It feels safe. It is none of those things. It is a non-invite. It puts 100% of the decision-making weight on the other person. They have to figure out what you want, whether you're serious, and what to say back. Most people don't navigate that. They just don't reply. They don't hate you. They're just paralyzed by the effort you've handed them. Iyengar and Lepper's research on choice overload is clear. Vague, open-ended situations cause people to disengage and do nothing. When there's no specific option to respond to, the easiest answer is silence. Sometime is not a plan. Let me know is not an invitation. It's a suggestion that you might want to hang out maybe. That's not attractive. That's ambiguous. And ambiguity kills momentum faster than anything else. But there's a 2-option method that removes all of this friction. There is a way to ask that makes it almost impossible for them to say no. Instead of, we should hang out, you say, I'd love to grab coffee. Are you more of a Saturday morning or a weekday evening person? 2 options. 1 clear signal, easy to say yes. This isn't manipulation, it's clarity. A specific ask signals confidence. Cialdini's work on micro-commitments shows that small, specific asks build momentum. And confidence, not cleverness, is what actually gets a yes. But there is a final mistake that kills matches even after momentum is built. It's the moment of panic when the screen goes dark. Pillar 3, the over-text recovery, or as most people experience it, the spiral. The conversation slows. Maybe they took 18 hours to reply. Maybe they gave you a 1-word answer. Most people do one of 2 things. They either fire off 3 more messages trying to re-engage, or they go completely silent and spiral. Both responses make things worse. The double text panic, sending haha anyway, or just checking in, signals anxiety. And anxiety is the one thing that makes someone who was on the fence lean toward the exit. The real reason they went quiet is rarely about you. It's about life. A busy week, a long day, a moment where the phone stayed in the pocket. But when you overtext, you reframe that silence. You turn a pause into a problem. You make them feel chased. And chased people don't show up to dates. They disappear. The mistake isn't the slow reply. The mistake is how you respond to it. There's a simple decision tree for every slow reply scenario, a system that removes the anxiety and replaces it with intentionality. If they haven't replied in 24 to 48 hours, you send one well-placed re-engagement message. Not a check-in, not a "you okay?" but a short, forward-moving message that references something new. Something like, "Just saw something that made me think of that thing you said about X. Still want to grab that coffee?" One message, calm, specific, forward. If they don't reply to that, you let it go. Not because you failed, but because they've told you everything you need to know. The system removes the spiral. You stop checking your phone because you already know exactly what to do. You aren't just texting better, you're becoming someone who respects their own time and emotional energy. The 3 texts that kill your chances aren't mean texts, weird texts, or desperate texts. They're normal texts, the kind everyone sends, because no one ever explained why they don't work. The rapport trap keeps you friendly but invisible. The vague ask hands the decision to someone who didn't ask for it. The overtext spiral signals the one thing that makes people disappear. Fix these 3 things, not your photos, not your opener, not your profile. And the conversations that used to die start moving toward actual plans. You were never the problem. You were just missing the system. Drop a number in the comments, 1, 2, or 3, for whichever mistake you've been making the most. I read every single one. And if you want the exact scripts I use for the 2-option ask and the re-engagement message, the link is in the description. It's the full system, 7 modules, takes 20 minutes a day, and it comes with a money-back guarantee if you don't have a confirmed date on your calendar in 30 days. Now here's the problem. Even if you nail all 3 of these texts, the momentum, the ask, the recovery, there's still one thing that can torpedo everything before the conversation even starts. It's your profile. And most people have no idea what signal theirs is actually sending. That's the next video. Don't miss it. Thanks for watching.